Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It is the weekend. If you're new here, my name is Kylie from Coffee Cat Reads, and today's video we're going to be doing my weekly update, what I've read in the week. So this is my Friday read. I'll just go through it. I had okay-ish reading week. I had a little bit of, I was a little bit of slumping a little bit with one book. I have switched up a little bit. I am still enjoying, but has have been a little slump. Also, work has been super stressful, and I think this may be the reason why I'm slumping a bit. Currently at work, we are going through um basically there's still a lot of people on holiday coming off the like holiday season, so we haven't got full staff. So yeah, it's more pressure on us, and yeah, it's kind of thing. So yeah, so without further ado, let's sit back, have a cup of coffee or tea, uh, or hot chocolate, and sit back and let's go through what I read. Now, first off, that I continue on from last week. I finished The Lonely by Andrew Michelle Hurley. I didn't really feel much of this. This is not what I thought it came in at. By the cover, I thought it was like a haunted house kind of story, which I kind of like. This was more of a religious kind of slightly spooky going on, but like people chasing after Christians because they didn't agree with their practices, because and giving them a bit of a scare. There was also a plots didn't really go anywhere, and but the main thing I really didn't like about this book was the kind of the child abuse, and for example, there is, and the kind of outdated terms. There was, there's a little boy called Hani in this, and his brother and him are very, very close. We do not know what happened to him. It's not stated in the book, but he is essentially mute. He doesn't speak except for speak to he's got a real good connection with his brother. You can see the brotherly bonding. That part I liked. That they could understand them. The bit that I didn't like was the fact that in order to cure him, they took him. This basically was a pilgrimage every year to this house with this priest, and they would basically um get the wee boy to pour salted water down his throat to cure him under this kind of ceremony, like kind of thing. It's like that I didn't agree with. I don't really agree with um that kind of views. I'm not really religious myself. I don't really like a lot of religion in books, especially when it's kind of abusive like this. There was also another point where one of the other protagonists, the no the antagonist, was calling the wee boy a retard. So I don't agree with that. I didn't like that. And this was on my on whole project, so it would be definitely be going at unless you really are into religious kind of books. I would not recommend. I believe this got a rewards back in the day, but it's like I don't see why it went nowhere unless I'm missing something. But I really didn't like the messages coming off in this book. So yeah, one to miss. I think that was covered a few things on my Bookopoli, and it covered um, under TBR Vet for Bookopathon. It was Lonely, um, and for let's see. Read a book that you know nothing about. I didn't know anything about that. I completely got it wrong because I thought it was a haunted house. And for Magical Reason, read a book with haunted house. It wasn't really. There was one pet where it's basically there was this witch's potion in the house and kind of thing. I thought that was good somewhere, but it didn't. It was really, it's not worth it. The next book that I read and really enjoyed was Frostheart 2, Escape to Aurora. I loved this. In fact, I might even love this even more than the first one. I adored this. It was so cute, and the connections, it's basically following Ash, and he is a song weaver. He was based on his it's basically set in a post apocalyptic world where everything is snow basically, and he has his parents have gone missing. That we don't know where his parents are. Um, in the first book, and he is basically seen as a bit of an outcast. Um, he's kind of like exiled, but he's at the same time finds this crew of the Frost Heart, which is this like sleigh that's like they basically travel from outpost to outpost, trading, etc. They take him on board and they go on a journey to try and find his parents. This kind of broke me. It's I didn't cry, but you know this. I can't wait to see the next book. This comes out I think at the end of the month, and I really can't wait for it. I have pre-ordered. This is the Waterstones exclusive edition, and I've ordered the next one from Waterstones. So yes, I can't wait for the next one. That should be really good. I think this covered uh, animal on cover because we have the uh, the Leviathan. There's one Leviathan that's basically this reminds me of How to Train Your Dragon so much, um, and also kind of Pod as well, who is also the thing. And there's absolutely this I just love that. Absolutely brilliant. I was really looking forward to the next one. So next one I picked up, as I probably explained before, I was swapping out a book from Malice, and I started Elantras. I'm still working my way through there. Like I said, I was slumping in the week because of work, I think. But I'm really enjoying this. Brandon Sanderson is one of my favourite authors. I basically want to get all of his works. But I really am happy with the way I'm going through. It got a little bit slowed in the middle there. I don't know if that was just me or the fact that it was I found it a little bit slow in parts, but never not entertaining. Just a little bit slow. But it's picked up a little bit more, and I should um hopefully finish this weekend. So yeah. Um the next book I picked up, I fancied basically another role. So I took another role and I got an 8, and I got um, mood read, and I needed something to, because I originally picked up Valiant Lights, which is on of I think all three readathons. I think it's a country that's not your own for Misos. I can't remember what it is for Magical Readathon, but I think hits all three of them. Anyway, I picked this up to try and find you with Elantris. I did feel that another fantasy at the moment, with along with it, even though it is as a YA fantasy, wasn't quite hitting it for me. This is basically a retelling of. I think this has been overtured, so I'm not going to really go over it. But this is about uh, uh, Romeo and Juliet retelling of sitting in Shanghai. I'm only a little bit into it. I wasn't feeling with it. I felt I needed something else. So we'll be continuing that later. I picked up Malibu Rising because I did fancy a contemporary. I've not read anything from Taylor Jenkins Reid before. I do have behind me somewhere there um uh, uh, 700 Evelyn Hugo, but I really wanted to read this because it's kind of a summary read before well, summer is over, but I kind of wanted to read it before then. I really fancied a contemporary, and this is really hitting the key. I'm really enjoying this. I'm a little bit through it because I have still been powering a little bit through with Elantras, but this is basically regarding a famous three children of this famous singer, who they basically one's a surfer. I think I think they're all kind of surfers and stuff like that, and it's kind of in that little kind of like telling their life was like, and it goes back and forth between them, their mother and father meeting, and then back to the present when they're preparing for this party. And I think at the end of it, from the blurb, it kind of says like the drinks will flow, and at the end of like in the morning, the manor will be set on fire, kind of thing. So I don't know, I haven't got that far, but it's kind of it's like so far it's been a really good, enjoyable read. I'm really enjoying this, and I can't. Hopefully, this will be good, and I can't wait to read more of Sarah Jenkins Reid. I can definitely see what the hype is about. The next book that's all the books that I am reading at the moment. The next kind of books I'll just go through quickly that I tend to pick up. First one would be Deadly Education by Noreen Novak. Um, The Last Graduate is coming out soon. Plus, I'd like to. Uh, I've got this down. It's for magical readathon. Read a book with set in a school. This set in a school where it's basically trying to kill you. For Mythathon, it's like read a book about a villain. The school's a villain as far as I'm concerned. And oh, Leave Island Diets was my poll pick. I don't think this is on my Coughlin one, but I am looking forward to this. This is basically setting us at school. In order to graduate, you have to beat the school, otherwise it will kill you. I've heard mixed things about this, but I do really want to have a wee go at it, and it is quite short, so have a go at that. The last book I want to possibly get to soon, possibly next week, would be Misos by Stephen Fry. This is basically his telling of Greek myths and legend. I've seen this around. I'd like to get to this. This kid's also had a few. This hits both my broccoli pot, which I pulled the Misos prompt from. Mrs. On prompt for was read a book we can learn from, and it also covers the prompt in that get like a book for free. This is my boyfriend, so I'm borrowing it off him. There is another book I possibly, if I can get to fill that prop, I will also be reading Project Hail Mary, but if not, I will be reading this. Um, and the last few books I did list, last weekend. I went into town. I had a lovely day. It was a really nice day. I went into town. I went for a coffee, and then I went to W. Smith's. I picked up a couple of books and also sat in the park and read for a little bit, and it was really, really, really nice and relaxing. But I did get a few books. I only got a few because I'm collecting these for like spooky season. So I got 3 volumes of Amelia Fang. This is the same author by of A Rainbow Grey. This is her first series. And these are just fun little spooky middle grades. I love her, the fact that she just only writes these, but she also does the illustrations for them. They're just amazing. I just love all the detail that she puts in. So yes, I really look forward to it. I got the first couple of books, I think, or first and the last when I was down south. But I've got a haul video coming up, so I'll probably that'll be probably up either weekend or next week. But yeah, looking forward to diving into these. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the other thing, the frayed edge covers. If I can pick that up, I can. If not, then fine. And the last books I got, was went into Waterstones the next like day, like um, in Glasgow, and I picked up Black Sun, and I've seen quite a few people really liking this. I think Ro from Wonderful Worlds really enjoyed this, and I thought, well, let's pick this up. I had seen this going about a little bit. I wanted to get the hardcover, but I did find the floppy paperback, which is just as good. So this one is really intriguing me. So it kind of looks like the kind of crows and stuff. In the holy city of Tova, the winter solstice is usually a time of celebration and renewal, but this year that coincides with solar eclipse, a rare celestial event prescribed by the sun priest and unbalanced in this world. Meanwhile, a ship launches from a distant bound Tova and set to arrive in Solace. The captain of the ship, Zala, is a discreet sheik whose song can calm waters around it easily. It can wrap a man's mind. Her ship carries one passenger described as harmless, and the passenger discover a young man, blind man, scared and close into destiny. As Zala well knows, the man described as harmless, he usually ends up being a villain. I don't know if this is actually a bit sci-fi as well. I don't know if it's like a normal ship on water or a spaceship, but it really sounds really good, and I'm really intrigued, and I love the cover. It's absolutely beautiful. And the next book I picked up was actually a book I missed out on when I was in Edinburgh. I did see this, and I thought, wow, this is such a beautiful book. Look at this. Honestly, look at this. This is amazing. It's so pretty. I was going to pick up and I thought, when I was in Edinburgh, but I was like, no, I have to pick this up. This sounds very, like speculative fiction, magical realism, what I've heard. I've heard like somebody had, I was asking in one of the sprint chats, and somebody had mentioned that was this. Apparently, they also have been writing this book for like 15 years. So this is her baby. So this is by Leah on Ross, and this sounds perfect for spooky season. Actually, I'll read you the blurb. Um, Dawn breaks across a archipelago of Poshai. The world is stirring awake again, each ready with their own list and things to do. A wedding feast to conjure and cook, a cheating husband to discover lost and soul set free. As the sun rises, two star-crossed lovers try to find their second chance abiding love. When night falls, all have been given a gift, and many are no longer the same. The sky is pink, and some wonder if there'll ever be blue again. And what it says in the back cover really intrigues me. She kicked out as seaweed entangled her ankle. The salty waves smacked in her face, and she gulped, spluttered, laughed, spat, sniffed, and began to swim again. She might have been moving through perfume. This calm acceptance would leave her soon. She felt that, but could she hold on to a while longer? To this hope that everything's good, she took another breath of breath and giggled under the darkening sky. It seemed outrageous to feel happy, but she was very mysterious. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I think I'll try and squeeze it in next month if I can. It does certainly seem kind of speculative fiction, which I absolutely adore. I love speculative fiction with a little bit of magic. But yes, I cannot get away with those spready edges. They're absolutely stunning. So yeah, um, so that's with all the books. Like I said, it's been pretty much a quiet week. It has. Um, it's been a very stressful week. Like I said, I went into town the weekend, but next week it will be better because it is my other half's birthday. We are going to go out for meal, and also another day we're going to go for some afternoon tea and then just chill out as well. That's really all my updates. That's all I have been. I hope you have had a good week. What have you been reading, watching, doing? If you've read any of those books, please let me know. I'd like to discuss. Um, Especially the ones I've read. Um, but yeah, if you like this video, like, subscribed. Please note me in the comments. I'll talk to everybody, and have a good week, guys. See you next week. Bye.